The evening sun rested gently over Lagos. The sky was soft orange and the city moved slowly after a long day. Cars passed, people hurried home. Somewhere inside a small room, a young woman sat quietly on her bed, holding her phone with both hands. Her eyes looked tired. Her face carried a weight she could not hide. Her name was Essay. Her story did not begin with noise or drama. It began slowly, like a small crack that nobody noticed. Years earlier, Essay was a university student. She was young, hopeful, and full of dreams. Her smile was wide, her eyes were bright. She walked fast, always carrying books close to her chest. She wanted a better life. She wanted stability. She wanted love. Then she met Tega. Tega was calm and steady. He was not loud. He did not try to impress people. He dressed simply. He spoke gently. His eyes showed patience. When he listened, he truly listened. When he helped, he did it quietly, without expecting praise. From her second year in school, he stayed by her side. When her school fees became a burden, he stepped in. When she felt tired and confused about her studies, he guided her. When she needed small things, he provided them without being asked. Month after month, he remained consistent. Not perfect, but dependable. Essay noticed this. Deep inside, she felt safe with him. But there was something missing. He never spoke about marriage. As time passed, Essay's final year came closer. Around her, friends got engaged. Social media was full of wedding photos. Family members asked questions. People whispered. Time began to feel like pressure sitting on her chest. Her smile slowly changed. Her thoughts became restless. 4 years felt long to be in a relationship without solid talks about marriage. She began to wonder if she was wasting her time. Fear entered her mind quietly. Fear of growing older without a home of her own. Instead of sitting calmly with Tega to understand his mind, she began to assume things, thinking that he was just using her. Her heart grew impatient, and she had already stepped out of the relationship mentally. 6 months after graduation, everything changed. She met another man, Bello. She liked him because he spoke about marriage and said the things she actually wanted to hear. He wasn't a Nigerian, but he worked in Nigeria for a mining company. So in her mind, she was thinking, once I get married to this guy, we will travel out and start a new life in his country. Essay was carried away by the versions of him that she sees. He was confident. He spoke boldly. He carried himself like someone who knew what he wanted. He spoke about marriage early. He spoke about building a life together. He spoke about leaving the country and starting fresh somewhere new. Each word entered her heart like sweet music. Her thoughts began to race. Her chest felt warm with hope. Her mind painted pictures of a new life, a new country, a new home, a new name. She felt she knew what she wanted. She felt the biggest barrier to her new life was her relationship with Tega. He was a good man, and she was confused as to how to go about breaking up their 4 years relationship without her looking bad. She created a WhatsApp group chat with her friends and poured out her confusion and her need for their advice. Messages flooded in quickly. Advice came fast. Opinions were loud. Their words carried sharp energy. Strangely, nobody reminded her of Tega's kindness or about his sacrifices. They did not even ask her why she wanted to leave him. Her friends just focused only on his faults and filled her with negative advice based on those faults. One suggested that she should go through his phone, that she would definitely find something that would provide her the perfect excuse to leave him. But she laughed because she knows the passwords to all Tega's devices and literally everything about him, including his routines. Tega is basically old school, the type that has nothing to hide. He doesn't even have accounts on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok.
The only thing he has was WhatsApp, which mainly contained boring work-related stuffs. Then came a question and a seemingly bright suggestion from one of her friends. What is Tega's genotype?
AS,
And what is yours?
AA.
Does he know your genotype?
No, what has this got to do with what we are discussing?
Lie about your genotype and use it as an excuse to break up with him.
It sounded like a very simple and quick escape route to the new life she desires. She got a fake genotype result and told him on her next visit to him that she was AS. Essie acted very sad and broken. She cried as if her life was over her. Her pouring tears were fake but very believable. She clung to him with trembling hands as if this was the toughest decision of her life. She told herself it was the only way out. Tega listened compassionately. His face softened. His eyes carried concern, not anger. His body leaned forward slightly, as if trying to hold her pain. He responded with care, with calmness, with love. He suggested she did another test, or perhaps they could explore other options to help save their relationship. But Esse's mind was already made up. She walked away from her relationship of 4 years. Days passed, then weeks. She moved closer to the bellow. She allowed herself to believe his promises. Her heart beat with excitement again. She began to imagine her future. Then, everything broke. She soon found out from a gist with a mutual friend who didn't know about her relationship with Tega that her new boyfriend worked in the same company as Tega, but Tega was several levels above him. Her new boyfriend couldn't even approach the man she abandoned without permission. As if this was not bad enough, another truth came out suddenly and unexpectedly. It was early evening. The sky was turning deep orange and the air carried the soft noise of traffic and distant voices. Esse sat across from the new man at a quiet outdoor restaurant. Small lights hung above them, glowing gently. Plates sat half-finished on the table. A drinks glass rested in her hand. She looked happy, relaxed, hopeful. He leaned closer, speaking softly. His smile was confident. His body language was calm, like a man who was in control of his world. Esse's eyes softened as she listened. She leaned toward him too. For a moment, everything felt perfect. He reached for her hand. She did not pull away. Their shoulders moved closer. Their faces drew near. The space between them became small. Then suddenly, a sharp voice cut through the air. Not loud, but firm enough to stop everything. Esse pulled back slightly. Her brows tightened. The man froze. A woman stood a few steps away from their table. Her face was stiff. Her eyes were steady and burning with anger she was trying to control. Her lips pressed together tightly. She did not look surprised. She looked certain. Behind her stood another man, older, watching quietly with folded arms. The new man's body language changed instantly. His shoulders stiffened. His smile disappeared. His hand slowly slipped away from Esse's. Esse felt the shift before she understood it. The woman stepped closer. Each step was slow and deliberate. Her eyes never left him. Esse's heartbeat quickened. She looked from the woman to the man, confused. Her fingers tightened around her glass. The woman spoke again, this time calmer but colder. Esse could not hear every word clearly, but she understood enough. Wife, home, children, responsibility. Each word landed heavily in the space between them. The man opened his mouth slightly, as if to speak, but nothing came out. His face showed panic. His eyes moved around quickly, searching for an escape that did not exist. He could not deny it. He could not. His silence said everything. Esse felt her stomach drop. A strange ringing sound filled her ears. The restaurant lights suddenly felt too bright. The air felt heavy. Esse looked at him, waiting, hoping he would say something, anything that would change what she was hearing. But he only looked down, ashamed, caught, exposed. The woman turned briefly toward Esse. Her face softened for just 1 second. Not with kindness, but with understanding. The kind that says, "You did not know." Then her expression hardened again. Esse's hands grew cold, her lips parted, but no words came out. Her chest rose and fell quickly. The reality began to settle slowly, painfully. All the promises he made, all the plans, all the sweet words were empty. He lied about everything. Esse felt her stomach drop. Her hands became cold. Her breathing changed. The room felt smaller. The walls felt closer. People nearby had begun to stare. Chairs shifted. Conversation slowed. The tension around the table felt thick and uncomfortable. Esse pushed her chair back slowly. The scraping sound felt louder than it should. She stood up, her legs slightly unsteady. Her eyes met his one last time. There was no confidence left in his face, only fear and guilt. She stepped away from the table, her steps slow at first, then quicker. The night air touched her face, but it did not calm her. Her heart beat heavily in her chest. Her thoughts raced. Behind her, voices continued, low, tense, uncomfortable. But Esse did not turn back, because the truth had already confronted her, and it had no mercy.
Her mind rushed backward, memories of Tega's consistent presence, his steady life, his silent strength. Everything she once ignored now stood clearly in front of her. Something real, something solid, something rare. And she had broken it with her own hands. Her hands covered her mouth. This time, tears came freely. Her shoulders shook. Regret settled deeply in her chest like slow fire. When she looked in the mirror, she saw someone who had traded truth for pressure, patience for fear, and loyalty for empty promises. Now she stood at a distance, watching life move on. She did not know if she should go back. She did not know if forgiveness was possible. She did not know if some doors, once closed, could ever open again. All she knew was the hard lesson that came too late. Not every loud promise is true. Not every quiet love is weak.